I'm not recording the Zoom at this point, so I might do that.
This meeting is being live streamed right now.
Yay! Is it?
I don't know. That's what I got the notification for. I don't see
Excellent.
anything on YouTube. It's
Well,
gonna be beautiful. Oh, there we go. Sheila Williams is streaming.
am I?
Yeah, it doesn't look like I am.
It's just called Stream Via. No,
Oh,
that was
there it
25
is.
seconds ago.
It's on mine too.
Okay. New managing moderators can support your channel. No, thank
It's
you.
gonna be
Okay.
beautiful. Oh, there we go. Sheila Williams is streaming.
There's your audio.
There's the auto.
And
Invigorating.
how crazy. I also put my website. I want to make sure nothing was going through on there, but I don't see anything because I don't know how it would possibly do that anyway.
No,
All
no.
right.
Whoever's watching now is watching all of this background stuff. So
I understand. This is what's hot now is behind the scenes, right? All right. I am going to record it just in case it all crashes horribly.
Sure.
All right. So we are live. Yay. My shirt looks even more orange now than it did before. Guess what, everybody? In person, it's red and it's Canada Day. Yay.
Hooray!
And
I
my
do.
shirt actually does look red. So hi, welcome. We haven't done a live in a really long time, so we thought we would come and muddle through, try to figure out some technology, and we did. We did it. It's delayed, but that's okay.
It is
So
delayed.
the key is do not look at your phone now to see because it's way behind. Hey,
Right.
Danai, how's it going today? Happy Canada Day.
Happy Canada Day, Sheila. There is a thunderstorm happening here. So there are two people watching, apparently.
That's cool.
Uh,
What do you want to bet it's us?
I bet it's us.
It is.
Hi,
I
Danay.
have
Hi,
it on my.
Sheila. Thanks for watching.
Great to have everybody here.
Yes, we are dealing with a thunderstorm. It may have just started to clear. Apparently we're on speaker view now. Why are we on speaker view?
Because I pinned you on my screen. I didn't think that was going to make a difference. All
Can
right,
we just be side by side, please?
done. Magic. It's done. Pretty funny though. You know
Yep.
how when you're in a Zoom call, it doesn't change it for anybody, but apparently when you are live streaming, what it's on your screen shows. So that's okay.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
So
So
we're back.
anyhow, here we are. This has been a long, like literally we've been at this for 90 minutes and we said, "Hey, let's go have like a cute fun go live." And we are here, so we're going to do it, damn it. But next time we'll know how it works. And it is going to be a little bit more spontaneous. And also, we think we might like to do this on a more scheduled basis. So let us know when you watch this if that could be fun. Because we used to do it. We used to have a great Let's Talk series, and then we kind of got busy doing other things.
Mm-hmm. So I hear the weather is much nicer where you are than where it is for me.
It's different. Is that what we want to talk about? Is the weather and a conversation about whether we're judging comparative weather? Because most people doing Canada Day things here probably don't think it's very good weather because it's overcast and probably raining most of the day, but it's
Most,
not ridiculously hot and humid. So in that way, I am very thankful.
yeah. Yeah, it is very nice. I don't mind the heat, but it was very hot, and we're doing the small talk first. That's the easy thing. I don't know, Canada Day people like to be outside. I was outside this morning and it was very hot, and then I am now sheltered, and I appreciate it as there is a lot of rain and lightning happening. Again, it looks
Yeah,
like it's clearing up now, so that's nice.
I'm happy
So,
for you. Yes.
thank you. Um, so Sheila mentioned that we have been trying to do this for a while, and we started doing this in 2023, actually in July, which is hilarious that it worked out, that we started doing it again and that we want to do it on a more regular basis. Um, but in April, she had a great idea of us doing it, every day while we were together, and we didn't. So,
Wasn't
um,
even close. It was like, should we? No, we shouldn't. Like, what about, no, it's just, it wasn't, we weren't feeling it. It was not inspired. It did not feel like the thing to do, even though I had been super excited. I was like, guess what? Like, we should do a go live every day when I'm visiting. I even put it in my newsletter, like, we're gonna do this, look out. No, nothing. It did not happen.
no. And then we tried again when we were together in June. It didn't happen.
Definitely not. No, even worse, even less inspired.
Yeah. So why do you think that I mean, we want to do it. There was no issue and we're doing it now. But why do you think people do things or say they want to do things and then they don't do it?
I think it's a great question. I'm not sure what you just did to your lighting. Did your
No.
son implode? Oh my God. It's gonna come over across the country and get me.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, we did want to talk about this because it is so common. We were excited and we were happy about the idea, but when it actually came time to execute, it really did not feel light, fun, spontaneous, useful. Like it was just a hard no. And I think it's important on many levels for people to understand why does that happen? I'm not sure yet, but I think what I do know is the judgment that we tend to offer ourselves when we don't do something, I think that is a really important place to look. And questioning why does it feel important to judge? Like, was it wrong that we didn't do it? Did we fail somehow? Did we miss an opportunity? That's usually very common. Like, I should have done it. We should have done it. And I'm always curious, like, why do we feel the need to put that judgment and criticism on ourselves? Now, for the why, I mean, I'd be curious to hear what you say. I think it honestly just didn't feel fun in the moment. That we had some really bad weather, we had all kinds of different things where we're just like, man, I don't feel good today. And wanting to feel good, I think, did feel like an important parameter before we did this.
Well, yeah, you want to be in good energy or good spirits while you're doing this because who knows what's going to happen. Your lighting could be hilarious and stuff like that. How it adjusts as soon as it gets bright behind me, everything goes haywire for me. So,
Yeah.
which is fine. We thought the dark behind me would work, but now that it's lightening up, which is lovely, um, it's just going to make anything interesting.
Yeah,
But
you're good now, so it doesn't really matter.
yeah, so with the whole why, I think it's creating an expectation. And when you set the expectation, in some ways you're setting a standard that this is going to happen in this particular way. And when we agreed on it, I thought, yes, but I never put forth that that was an idea that we had. And I think one of the things that I have a tendency to do is when I say yes to something, I will stick to it and then not be able to veer from it. So I love doing these lives with you. I think they're a lot of fun. And I didn't know when it would be the right opportunity to then say to my list, hey, we're going to be doing this. So it's interesting to see that we set up this expectation. We were very light about it. We didn't get angry and say, like, why aren't we doing this? We just kind of went, it didn't work out. So what I love about this is that I think it just veers around expectations. And for me personally, it's what I say I'm going to do. And if I don't do it,
Mhm.
then it creates some sort of issue within me.
So for you personally, it worked out well that you didn't share with your list because you didn't commit. And since it was my idea and I'm the one that shared it, then I'm the one that had more of the idea. Ah, I like that. Sorry, I'm distracted because your mom said that she's watching, and I was trying to decide if I could see that she was here. But I don't really see anything about the viewers or anything like that because we used to be able to see comments and whatnot as well. So maybe it's because we're using a different third party. Yeah, that
Platform.
was my squirrel moment. And I wanted to move my camera as well so I could look at you because as we found out, I cannot pin you and look center at my screen, or it makes it only on speaker view. Or
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, we'll
Anyhow,
figure this out, but like you can tell how polished this is.
well, I don't think anybody wants polished anymore. So I have no problem with it not being polished. Like it's amazing how with AI, honestly, I think people want unpolished so that it doesn't look like we just, dropped a script in or a prompt and said, make kind of a pretend podcast where two coaches just start bantering. Like the people are okay with the fact that we don't look perfect, we're not speaking perfectly, we're adjusting things, we're fighting with the tech, whatever it is. Um, I think it doesn't take away from the message, which is we do have some great conversations, and I do think questions are a really powerful place to find out what you want differently in your life. And so I think that that even becomes a question of, does it matter that we didn't go live? Does it matter that I just like I actually think I let go better than ever before the fact that I set that expectation with my email list and then I didn't follow through on it. Before, I would have really beaten myself up over that and just said, oh, I shouldn't have said anything. I should have waited, or I should have tried to explain afterwards. But I didn't really feel any responsibility to do that. Like, I don't think anybody actually cares that much. And I think that that helps me not feel that I like somehow have to apologize for not doing it.
Yeah. I mean, it's very interesting because when people are busy, and this is definitely a phenomenon that psychology, research has looked at, when people think, everybody's looking at me, everybody's judging me, everybody's trying to figure
Mhm.
out like what I'm doing, why I'm doing, and they're whatever it may be. The sort of the phrase that comes out is when you think that other people are paying attention to you, they're doing the exact same that you're doing. Like they're also thinking, what are other people thinking about me? And it's just everybody is assuming that everybody is watching them when everybody else is just trying to figure out what they're doing. So,
Well, that's it. It's pretty funny because in some ways I think we teach that we are the center of our own universe, right? Like I know as a coach, I emphasize to people, don't spend so much time looking outside at other people and outside conditions, and none of that's your business. All you need to do is consider how you want to feel, and everything's an inside job, right? And yet also, who cares? Like, yes, we are at the center of the universe, and also other people are all considering themselves the center of their universe. So they really, I don't think, care 1% as much as we actually think.
no, because everyone is looking to belong and, in that to fit somewhere that they're monitoring how they're behaving to make sure that they're going to be accepted. So everybody's just trying to manage what they're dealing with inside of their minds and the criticism that they hear, or whatever sort of insecurities or doubts that they have around how they interact. But doing something like we did, where we said, uh, I mean, I feel like you committed to it a lot more. I was committed, but I just never overtly said it. And I think I
Yeah,
was waiting to find out that it was actually going to happen, and then I was going to tell people,
sure.
because that's usually the approach. If I get a sense, okay, will this happen? I'm not sure. Um, because I don't like saying that I'm going to do something and not do it. So I wanted to make sure that I was ready and that we were going to do it so that it all lined up. Because I don't want people to think negative of me and say, and they wouldn't. They wouldn't. This is just in my own head that, how dare she say she's going to do something and then not do it? Like they don't care. They're focused on what they're trying to, create in their day. And it makes me laugh, the stuff and the stories that we create around what we do and what we don't do, and what we say and what we don't say. And
Yeah.
it having that impact that then creates this whole spinning thing in our head that says we've done something wrong, or we missed a chance, or, that was my only opportunity, whatever it may be. So
Well,
we're,
I think it's, yeah, I mean, sorry to interrupt, but I think that it's that expectation, as you say, of what you anticipate or assume that people might be thinking or judging, or like, and we assume that it's going to be negative. We almost never spend time considering that people might be thinking positive things. We just assume the negative things. And there's so much lately, and it's not all the AI, but I do think it contributes it about wanting to show your authenticity and wanting to show that you're real, wanting to show that you're not perfect. Even as a coach, yeah, you have great things to say and offer, but it doesn't mean that you've mastered everything. And I don't think that people want someone who pretends to be perfect. And um, they want to know that you understand where they are. And I do think that it's valuable to be a few steps ahead of the people that you're coaching, for instance, as opposed to being up on some pedestal and saying, okay, well, I have all the answers and it's all figured out. And so you should come to me. Like I would actually question that. I would doubt someone who actually said that. And so it is funny about just as you say, you're assuming the negative judgments. But as someone who is getting older, I love the idea of not caring as much and just saying, you know what, I am going to live my life. I'm going to be as kind and compassionate and caring as I can be, but I also don't need to make everybody happy. And to let some of those old people pleasing tendencies drop away because I do want to care more about how I feel than making everybody around me feel okay. And the secret is you can't make everybody around you feel okay, but you put so much of your energy into trying to make sure that everybody's all right. And then you bypass all your own needs and desires so that you feel resentful or unsatisfied, dissatisfied, one of those. Um, then it becomes a really terrible cycle. And I still remember when I was meeting with a client, early days, and what I talked about still felt a little new to him because he really wanted to take care of his family and make sure that everybody was okay. And when we talked about, well, what do you want? Well, I don't have time for that. And it doesn't matter, whatever it is that he said. And I said, well, consider this. Are you bringing the best version of yourself to your family? If you are feeling angry and resentful or tired or depleted or depressed or any of those feelings that might come up when you are giving of yourself all the time and never filling back up. And that hit home for him because he understood if he really truly wanted his family to be happy and safe and all the things that he wanted, he really did need to offer the best version of himself. And I like that that shifted for him. And so I've taken that to heart over the last few years. Still not perfect at it, but it makes a big difference.
Yeah, totally. And when you were talking earlier about, those people who put forward that they have everything together and they know exactly what they want and they don't have any difficulties, et cetera, et cetera. I think those are like mythical creatures. Um,
Is it like a
but
unicorn?
yeah, well, maybe unicorns are real. Uh, but I'm sort of thinking in my head, spoiler alert, we don't have all the answers. You know? And then when you were talking about your client, I got so my mind likes to create all sorts of funny metaphors or analogies that sort of make sense as I'm processing what I'm hearing or when I'm talking to my own clients. And I think, what's what's going to happen here, that's going to make it land. And while you were talking about your client not having um, his own concerns or needs at the forefront, essentially I got the image of a fridge, and it's like the fridge is present, but it's got nothing to give if it's empty.
Hmm.
Like it
Good,
can't
great
feed
one.
you. So I just kind of laughed in my head, going like picturing, fridge with eyes and stuff like that. And it's like you open the fridge and there's nothing there. You got to replenish the fridge, and then the fridge can give you all sorts of things.
Yeah.
And that's sort of how, we've used the analogy of a battery recharging. Like your battery's going to last to a certain point, and then, for instance, with your phone, you got to plug it in.
Yeah.
Uh, but I think the fridge thing is absolutely hilarious. So I don't know where that came from, but the fridge won't feed you if it doesn't have any food.
Well, I
So
think it's a brilliant analogy. So, bravo. You really do know everything, Denai. I'm very impressed.
no, I do not.
So it's yeah, I don't know. Where do you want to go from here? Like it's I think to have people question, I think for themselves, what examples have they created for themselves of things that seemed exciting and then maybe the magic fizzled out and then just noticing the judgment afterwards. That's what I would encourage people to do. And I talk to people all the time about, oh, but the money I spent or the time that I spent. And, I told everybody, or this if I can't have that, then I can't be happy, or I can't get ahead, or I can't have what I want, whatever the category might be. And we put a lot of pressure, so much pressure on ourselves.
Hmm. We do. And I think it's all in favor of belonging, like to make sure that we are the people who other people will want to connect with. And I love that you said before, that you're getting older. Everybody is. But the idea here is at some point, and I've heard this and I felt this, that you just stop caring what people think, but that allows you to be more authentic. So you didn't place, to bring it back to the topic, there is no topic here today, but to bring it back to a pretend topic, you didn't say to your mailing list, we're going to do lives every day and it's going to be super fun, because you had intentions of saying, just kidding. Like,
Yeah.
authentically in that moment, you were like, this is what I want to do. We've talked about it. It's going to happen. And that's great. Let's do it. And then something changed, but it didn't change the authenticity. It just something else changed that said it wasn't the time then.
Yeah.
And kept going back to it. Well, what about today? And yes, the weather wasn't always cooperative. So, you and I both get affected by the weather when it's, very dreary outside. We just kind of go, let's do nothing or work, or, it changes the energy instead of the pep and the zest. We're like, let's go on live and let's be super duper happy. Um, there's still authenticity there. It's just the environment or the situation changed to allow us to put forth another authentic self. So, I mean, there's the story that sort of pops up in my head now about when somebody says that they're going to do something and they don't, it may not be that they're being inauthentic. It just means in the moment they were being authentic and maybe something changed after. Or they could have been lying and you don't know. But the idea is, when we were putting forth the idea of doing this, we authentically meant it. Like, this is something that we like to do. And it's interesting that it just didn't work out until today. So it technically did work out. It just didn't work out in the timing.
Well, and I think that that's a great point as well of so much of it. And I've talked, sorry, I'm not trying to actually apologize, but um, when you measure the success is such a good point. And so often when people feel that they've fallen short, I'll say, well, you're just measuring too early then. Because as you say, we are successful. We have in fact already done what we said we were going to do of like, hey, let's get the tech figured out and let's actually go live. And so to have measured last month was just too soon. Because we just weren't there yet. And maybe we were getting ready mentally or the tech side or whatever it was. It just needed to fall into place. And a lot of times people will just check in way too early. And I talk about analogies. An analogy I used to love to use was making bread because everybody knows how amazing, like the smell of freshly baked bread, the texture, the taste, all of that. It's so good. But if at any point in the bread making process you judge it, you're going to be disappointed because I have to like put all these ingredients together and then I have to knead it, then I have to let it rise. Okay, but can I eat it now? Not really. You got to punch it down, you got to let it rise again. Like if at any point along there it's just not good bread, and yet there's still now time to cook it in the oven. You do have to cool it a bit. Like there's all of that. Then there is the actual time to have the bread. And so many of us, we're judging at, oh, there's still too much flour I have to put in. This has been a complete disaster. I've got dough all over my fingers, and all I've done is make a big mess and waste my time and all the money about the ingredients. Like this, I should never have done this. and now I got to clean up the kitchen. If that is when you judged it, you are very unhappy. And yet, 2 hours later, you could be eating really good bread. But if you throw it on the garbage and you just got mad at yourself, where are you? You're not eating bread.
For the one person watching, she isn't talking about when I made buns in June.
No, those are really good. But it does make the analogy very fresh.
Yeah, yes. It is very entertaining because I hear a lot of this stuff in the background that she talks about, in reference to what each of us experience in our lives. So I get entertained when she talks about things that I know she has said to me explicitly in the past. So
Does make it wrong.
no, you're not wrong. There's a reference to something from a long time ago. Sheila, you're not wrong.
Mhm.
So yes, the bread analogy is a good one. And I don't know, maybe our great ideas are still baking and they needed until July to start coming out. And why not do it on a celebratory um, day? And then those who are in the US, apparently it's the 250th birthday this year on the 4th. So
Mm.
um,
Cool.
that surprised me when I heard it and I did the math and I went, yeah, that's right. So it is interesting that people will make a judgment of their success when the task isn't even done. So I did that a lot in, the grad school work that I did. I wouldn't be done the degree or done the thesis, and I would think, well, I'm not doing good enough. It's not done yet. And it's like it's a multi-year process.
Yep.
So, you know, there's so many things. Failure will only exist depending on when we decide to evaluate it. So if we don't evaluate, there's no failure. It's just exploration.
Well, and that's, I guess, a good key is how do you feel you need to measure the success? A lot of people will just say, am I having fun? Am I enjoying life? Am I creating a life that feels good? Am I creating a legacy that feels good? As opposed to measuring money or measuring promotions or measuring houses or whatever. Like, not that any of those are bad. I think they're wonderful. But how you decide to measure that success, I think, is going to make a big difference as to when you want to measure. Because I think if some people hear you say and interpret that you said you shouldn't measure, I think that would feel really wrong. We're taught to measure. It
Hmm.
makes sense. If you're on a road trip, 1,000-mile road trip, it does feel better to know that you are closer to your destination. But that's a long trip. And so, do you only focus on getting to the destination, or do you enjoy experiences along the way and takes a few side roads? But that's going to be, I think, based on your personality as well.
Yeah, from what I hear, it's the journey, not the destination. But
There's
when
been
you're
something like that.
yeah, when you're caught up in the outcome of something, then the destination feels very important. And we're always going to judge things, but it's having the understanding and the awareness that when we're judging it, we're deciding, was it good enough or not? And it's up to us because we're the one evaluating it. So,
Right. I don't see a way to see comments. So, but we got a like, and we got some viewers, and we know your mom was watching. So thanks, Anna. Can always count on you.
well, I
And
see, I love this conversation. So,
okay. I'll have to practice on that because I don't see how to see the comments, but that's all good. How do you want to wrap this up? Take us home.
happy Canada Day. Happy Independence Day for those celebrating in 3 days. Um, I don't know. Don't consider something a failure until you give yourself ample time. But even if we decided not to do lives, we weren't failing at it. We just
It's
decided
true.
to not do lives. But here we are, we did it. So we had the idea, and it took a couple months for it to come back um, and be presented in this manner, the high quality and very polished versions. of it. Yeah,
It's true.
I'm
I
not
mean,
judging. I think it's funny.
yeah, if
So
it's reached the level of desired polish that we could have probably attained. So I don't know what we would do differently next time.
no, from what we have heard from our client base and those who have been around us for our retreat, for instance, they like our banter and they like that we just kind of go on a whim and sometimes periodically poke at each other about things. But
Didn't even happen, so maybe next time.
mm, saved. So anyway, thank you to the one person watching and anybody else that decides to watch in the future. Enjoy the fact that we show up authentically ourselves, and I don't know, it's just a fun experience to being like, this is who we are. Um, yeah, I don't know any other awkward way to end it other than like, this is us.
Well, it can definitely get more awkward because I'm not sure how to actually stop the live stream. So that could be awkward in itself. But I'm going to go on a limb because I'm the one that is happy to do it. I think we're going to try to do this every Wednesday
Sure.
around 11:30 Eastern. No promises, but it's a light desire at this point. So we're a little late today. But there was, like I said, a lot of tech figuring out. And I'm helping my dad like build a deck. So that's an adventure in itself. So maybe we'll talk about that someday, but not today.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I'm going to randomly smash some buttons on the screen, and at some point this will actually stop. So
Yep.
thanks everybody. If
Thank
whenever you
you.
watch.